What is happening, guys? Cowboy here. Welcome back to the walkthrough, and it's time to make our way big bad bosses of a Norlando. So in the last episode, we covered the majority of this area. This is actually going to be the same route that you take to reach the bosses. From the bonfire, you will kill this Silver Knight. Go in this room. I tend to just run past these two. If you want to farm them, feel free to kill them, but, you know, I don't want to take any damage on the way to the boss. And then you go straight up this way. That's how easy it is to reach the boss. So you'll see the Silver Knight will follow for quite a bit. You can see he's still coming. We're going to put him out of his misery. Go to sleep! How? How is your shield blocking that? This guy... shield, he's impenetrable. Oh my god, and then I whiffed. Alright, it's time for me to get good on my own. I just parried your stupid fucking spear. Die. Okay, so first, oh yeah, boss is right there, right up those ladders. So basically, yeah, you come from there, go down, boom, at the boss. But anyway, first thing we're gonna do is run on up this way. All the way up top. You can tell they haven't been doing a good job of maintenance around here. We have another broken plane. Broken pane, not a plane. My words all befuddled. Take that. Loop on around, drop on down, and get yourself the Dragon Slayer Great Bow and Arrows. Now you can also hit people like the fun archers from earlier. Plunge on this poor fellow. Run and smash this one. Sit down! And as always, y'all already know what I'm gonna do. Oh, it's still hilarious. We'll never get tired of seeing them fall down. Go over there, get the Titanite chunk. And then here we have the giant blacksmith. Now this is the guy that can ascend boss weapons. We have a shortcut right here. Open that gate. We're not going to be using it at all, but just opening it.
Who are you?
You can see he is able to modify our equipment. Particular... Damn, I don't have enough. I need one more further. He can also repair stuff, which I'm going to go ahead and repair my primary stuff real fast. He also sells large titanite, twinkling. Let me actually, you know what? I will buy that from you, my dude. Yeah, that's sweet +3. Oh, yes. See, these weapons, they only go up to +5, but like the +5 on this is the equivalent of like a +15 on a normal weapon. So that +3 is pretty fucking significant. Black Knight Greatsword. Squeeze on past him. Yeah. Here. We get the Hawk Ring. Which, if we have to do any bow cheesing in the future, the Hawk Ring is our go-to item. The blacksmith, as I mentioned, he also ascends boss weapons. If you bring +10 of the appropriate weapon along with the boss soul to him, that is how you get a boss weapon. Want to know more, just Google the various souls in your inventory, you know, Soul of Sith, Moonlight Butterfly, etc. Figure out what boss souls you need, and then go there. So from here, first thing we're going to do is kill this Silver Knight right here. Very nice archer. Next, we got some giants to kill. Here is Solaire Summon Sign. So, these guys are more powerful giants, I want to say. I mean, more powerful is a dumb way of saying that, but they are just like the other giants, except they also can do Wrath of God, They can hurt quite a bit. This is kind of a good area to fight them right on the sledge, because as you saw right there, I'm able to hit his head, but he has a lot of trouble hitting me. You can also do plunge attacks on them from here. Really tempted to just get Solaire right now, but that means going into that boss fight. 7 Estus. Ugh. Ugh, I don't know about that. If you did want to use the bonfire below, this mechanism opens the door, and that gives you your 2 bonfire choices. So using the bonfire below, you'd have to run past those 2 knights, run past these 2 knights, and into the boss fog. With using the other bonfire, you're going to have to get past these 2 knights and the 3 silver knights. So it's fully up to you, whichever you prefer. I am going to go back, actually, just replenish my Estus all the way. Far. Next up, we got a hell of a boss battle. So, as I already mentioned, we can summon Solaire for this. This boss fight is 2. There's Ornstein and there is Smough. This is, hands down, one of the hardest fights in this game. Ornstein is incredibly aggressive. Smough is a bit slower, but equally aggressive, and hits like a freaking Mack truck. In general, I would say that it's probably going to be better to kill Smough first. But so whichever of these bosses dies first, it's going to buff the second. If you kill Smough first, Ornstein is going to get a lot bigger. If you kill Ornstein first, Smough is going to gain lightning powers. Additionally, if Mega Ornstein is the one you end up fighting after the boss fight, you'll get his soul, which you can use to create his spear. You'll also gain access to his armor via Domhall, and you'll get the Leo ring, which is great for piercing. If you end up killing Mega Smough, you'll gain access to his set from Domhall, and you'll be able to use his soul to make the hammer. If we're going strictly by loot and what they have available, it's undeniably better to kill Smough first and then tackle Ornstein, because you'll get access to the Leo ring, and you know, we want to gain access to as many things as possible. That being said, personally in the past I have found that Mega Smough is harder, or Mega Smough, excuse me, is easier to beat than Mega Ornstein. So it's really up to you as a player, whichever, you know, if you're having trouble, I would try killing Smough first and see how you fare against Mega Ornstein. Oh, this guy's napping or something. If that doesn't work out well, kill Ornstein first and see how you fare against Mega Smough. It also could depend on what you want. I mean, Ornstein's spear is actually a really solid weapon. On the flip side, getting access to Ornstein's hammer, also a very nice weapon. Ornstein is weak to fire. Smough is weak to lightning in his first form. If he gets, if you kill Ornstein first and Smough gets the lightning buff, obviously he loses that weakness. But to be completely honest, regardless of which you decide to try and kill first, this fight is difficult. This fight is quite literally a skill check. To put it in the words of most Dark Souls veterans, it's time to get good. There is no easy trick here. You'll see, I've heard people talk about like cheesing them with toxic and all kinds of shit, and to be honest, yeah, there's some gimmicks that you can kind of try to do, but to be honest, this fight is a skill check. The whole point of this fight is for you to beat Ornstein and Smough, because if you can't beat Ornstein and Smough, you're honestly not ready for what comes after them. And I don't mean that in a, like, you know, hey, you suck, noob, go away type way. I mean that in, you know, these bosses are literally a skill check. Moving forward from them, this, when we first reached in Orlando, I said, you know, this is kind of where the game really starts. What I meant by that is, after we kill Ornstein and Smough, We're going to be going after a lot of the Lord Souls. The guys we're going to be going after are going to be a lot beefier, a lot stronger, and the areas that we go to are going to be a lot more challenging. So, you know what? It could be worse. Ow! Alright, it got worse. So if you're wondering why I'm struggling to kill this thing instead of going to the boss, I am going to bring Solaire along on this boss fight. Even though that gives the boss extra health, I would rather have him along because he will make the encounter a little bit simpler. Oh my god, you son of a bitch. So, there's his Wrath of God. I wish you guys got to see it. Huge AoE. It can be blocked, deals a buttload of damage. Oh my god, your fucking shield, dude. There we go. I could just summon Solaire, but as I mentioned back with back when we got Melinda, you know, when you summon an NPC for a fight, they will just go after whatever is around. And so, if you summon Solaire and then you just haul ass into the boss fog, there's a really good chance he won't even make it into the boss fog. He'll sit out here fighting these freaking giants, and you're gonna end up fighting Ornstein and Smough while they have buffed up health. So, if you want to bring Solaire along, make sure that you knock out those giants first. If you want a particular strategy, what I would personally recommend doing is to kill Smough while Solaire distracts Ornstein. After that, for Super Ornstein, basically block, and then hit him, and then block, and then hit him. And just, you know, rinse and repeat that process. Also, prepare to block as soon as you come inside this door. Ornstein has a tendency to charge right at the player. There's big boy Smough. Probably the two most iconic figures in Dark Souls. Alright. So, I'm gonna hope Solaire distracts him while I take out Mr. Thick. Man, I always heard that the Black Knight Greatsword was bonkers, but this is silly. Like, this is silly. It honestly is. It's Dark Souls 3 with thugs all over again. And before FromSoft nerfs Black Knight Greatsword because of this walkthrough series. So he has the butt smash, you can just back away from that. Aside from that, just kind of stay under him, whack, and block. Just like I said, whack, and then we'll block. What's nice here is having Solaire means Solaire will distract him a bit while I get in and do some damage. Oh, I got hit by the butt smash. His butt smash is actually a fantastic time to heal, because if you dodge it, you can back out comfortably. Nothing like the jumping two-handed heavy attack. Oh no! I got speared. Ow, that hurts. It looks like it hurts a lot more than it does. You can also kind of use these pillars to block Ornstein a bit. They're not all-inclusive, you know, he can get through them. But they work pretty well. being a little liberal on my Estus usage here, but to be honest, I've never, a new game, I've never fought them and done this much damage before. Like, this weapon is just fucking stupid. I promise, I'm not going to talk about it like I did with Dark Souls 3, but I do think it needs to be pointed out that this thing is doing, like, absurd damage. I've never just, like, dookied on Ornstein and Smough like this before. Oh, here we go. Time to get good. Solair's dead, boys. Get under the legs. Whack. Whack and block. Like, more than anything, if you just stay calm during this fight, it's not that bad. More often than not, when you die in this fight, it's because you started panic rolling, or you got greedy, or whatever the case is. But, we got them. They're down. So, from here, gonna head on over this way. Hit up a bonfire. Spend them sweet, sweet souls. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. 3 levels in endurance. Oh, it's so good. Should have put away your weapon. Don't want to be walking in here like some kind of heathen. Gotta look presentable. What's up, girl? I have fought my way past so much. Appreciate them titties.
Journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child.
Take me into thy bosom.
O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord vessel to thee.
Yes! And now we can warp.
And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
I'll do it for them titties.
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far.
Pick up that covenant. Covenant, protector of the titties. Princess's guard. Bringing the sun princess.
After I, Guinevere, shall serveth as thine guardian. If thou so needest, I shall devote all to thine safety.
Protect me.
Thou be one with the sunlight.
Just slip me right between those titties, and I will stay right there and be safe and warm.
Chosen undead,
happy.
May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
I will be one with you. Alright, let me get dressed real fast here. Can't spend too much time here. Alright, so let me see. A bunch of notes here. Okay, you can kill her. You can actually kill her. A Norlondo goes dark. Piss off a bunch of people. To be honest, why would you do that, though? Why would you disrespect them titties by killing her? Don't do that. That ain't cool. Ain't cool. Let's see. So, from this bonfire, as you can see, we can now warp to a number of different bonfires. The Sunlight Altar, this is the one by Andre the Blacksmith. This is the main Norlondo bonfire. The Dark Moon Tomb is the one down below. This is the Daughter of Chaos bonfire, the one close to Blighttown. The Depths bonfire. Which one the Depths bonfire? Oh no, I remember which one the Depths bonfire is. Yep, never mind. And then the... oh, never mind. So, Sunlight... yeah, the Sunlight Altar is the one past the Dragon. Undead Parish is the one near the Blacksmith. But anyway, there's a couple different places we're going to warp to now that things are dead. The first thing we're going to do, actually, is go to the main Norlondo bonfire. Now, the thing is, we're never going to need to use that bonfire again. No, quite simply we don't. We have the, just looking at this, as you can see, we have the Chamber of the Princess bonfire. And then on top of that, we have the Dark Moon Tomb bonfire, which is the one down below. So, at this point, we are going to kill this lady, and we're going to take her soul.
Very well. But how? This man, Master Gwendolyn.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll be going after Gwendolyn as well. Now, obviously, we can't light this bonfire because the Firekeeper is absent. But that doesn't really matter. We're going to kill her. Homeward Bone to go back to the other bonfire that we rested at. Oh no, it counts as this bonfire. Son of a bitch! That's okay. So we'll go this way, take the elevators. You can still freely warp to that bonfire, you just can't use it. And the thing is, it's really not that big of a loss. We're going to warp here when we're making our way over towards Seath. But aside from that, like, there's just no reason for that bonfire. And in my opinion, it's worth more to get your Estus Flask up to +5, or up to +3 at this point, than it is to still have that bonfire. On top of that, no one really gives a shit that you kill her. You can see Norlondo is still sunny. Master Gwendolyn, he don't know anything. He's too busy touching his dick down in the basement. So we'll just come over here, turn this, go to the other bonfire, and warp on out. Forgot it auto-rests you when you travel. Anyway, so the ring we got from Guinevere, that can be used for miracle synergy. It's kind of weird, but let me find a Google. Alright, you see next to Bleed and Poison how there's that little white circle and a little black circle? That white circle represents miracle synergy. Throughout the map every now and then, you'll see that circle. And basically, if you cast a miracle while near that circle, it'll boost the power of your miracle. This only helps with certain miracles. It's kind of gimmicky and not really worth it, but that's what her ring does. If you just want to straight up boost miracles in general, you would use the Ring of the Firstborn, which is the one we grabbed down here when we hit this bonfire earlier. Now there is another boss behind this big thing of Gwyn. There's a ring that we need to gain access to it, so we can't go do that for now. Anyway, instead we are going to first go to Covenant. I'm going to rejoin the Forest Hunter. And I'm going to warp down to Daughters of Chaos. Alright, now I'm going to check items. I need to have 3 purple moss, which I have plenty. A couple different things we're aiming to do down here. Go ahead and put on your rusted iron ring. So nice to have bonfire warping. Now while we're here, one thing I want to address is obviously there's a lot of different routes that you can go through this game with. You know, you could have come straight down here to Blighttown to start with. You could you know, as soon as you ring the 2 Bells of Awakening, you can go to Norlondo, but there's just a lot of different routes. There's a lot of interconnectivity in the game, and you don't necessarily have to take the route that I'm recommending. But the main reason I suggested this route, as opposed to going into the catacombs earlier, is because in Dark Souls 2 and in Dark Souls 3, we freely have the ability to warp between bonfires, and if you're someone who came into the series having played the previous games but never the original, it's definitely a feature that is going to be sorely missed until you reach this point. And even now, we don't have true bonfire warping. We can warp to a couple of primary bonfires, and the world is rather well connected, but we still don't have bonfire warping on the same level that we did with Dark Souls 2 or 3. So just something to keep in mind is why I wanted to do this first, because going down into the catacombs, it can be kind of a pain in the ass to get out of. In a similar way, the gigantic tree that we went in earlier, going all the way down that tree is also a huge pain in the ass. So because of that, I decided it would be better for us to take care of the tree later. We're not going to do it anytime in the near future, but now that we can warp, we certainly could, and it wouldn't be nearly as hellish. Kill that thing. Kill this thing since they want to follow. Ah! Alright. Off of me. Get off of me! Alright, so how I just rejoined the Forest Covenant, that will make him reappear here as a merchant.
Hello, strange to but what I'll
Blah blah blah. Learn the gesture, and check out all the dope weapons he has. So we can buy the Flamberge here, the Stone Greatsword, Demon Great Machete, Shoulder, which we already got, Uchi Katana, which we could have had by now, the Washing Pole, which is a ginormous katana, the Demon's Great Axe, the Claws, and the Demon's Spear. He also has the Eastwood Grain Ring, which is decent if you're using stuff like the dragon weapons, where you're going to use their abilities a lot. If you don't want any of that stuff, and you're okay with losing the Forest Hunters Covenant, temporarily at least, go ahead and kill him. Bit of humanity, we get the Murakumo, and we have the Iron Round Shield. Now that he's dead, we're going to kill his little ninja buddy here. Sorry, ninja buddy. Get the humanity, get the Darkwood Grain Ring. Now at this point, we've committed a sin. However, it's not the end of the world. We're never going to really be going back to the Forest Covenant at this point. Doing PvP there is more of a new game plus thing. However, with those new goodies that we just got, let me see, where is my weight? I need to get even lighter. It's fine, we can go super light. Check it out, watch this. Oh, look at me, look at my flips, look at that, woohoo! I'm a ninja. Anyway, for now at least, go back to the other ring though. That will actually come in quite handy later for us. But for now, what we're going to do is run back towards that route where we were farming all the Titanite earlier. Once again, you don't have to kill him, just to reiterate. If you don't want the Murakumo or the Flip Ring, there's no point in killing them because it is adding sin to your character. If you want those items, kill them. Otherwise, just, don't even worry about it. On run. Right. Should be right around here. Oh, hang on a second. Did I need to... Oh, I messed up. Alright, well... I will do this off the episode, but right around here you will find Onion Bro. You gotta talk to Onion Bro. He's gonna talk about being stuck down in the poison. He's gonna ask for 3 of those purple moss clumps. I completely forgot that I was supposed to warp to Firelink and talk to him first, and then that caused him to warp down there. So I'm gonna go talk to him just basically off episode because it's pointless to warp back and all that. But yeah, so after Princess Guinevere, come here first, talk to him, tell him yes, he's going to give you a mid-force, talk to him again, basically as long as his dialogue's exhausted and he's just repeating stuff, you're all set. And at this point, you can warp back down to the Daughter of Chaos and do everything we just did. So one thing I want to touch on is now that we have the Lord Vessel, there is going to be a big old derpy lurking serpent that's going to show up here. That is Framed. Now, there are 2 main serpents in the game, Framed and Kaith. Ramped wants to continue the Age of Fire. Kaith wants to bring about the Age of Dark. Both of them want you to place the Lord Vessel. If you talk to Framped and place the Lord Vessel as he asks, you will not be able to join Kaith. Additionally, you need to talk to Kaith if you want to join the Dark Wraiths, which you should, at least your first time around, both to get the achievement for it, as well as gain access to the Red Eye Orb for invasions. So, ignore this big derpy looking motherfucker. Do not talk to him. For the first playthrough, we are going to be talking to Kaith. Regardless of which you talk to, there are 2 endings of the game, and you can get either ending regardless of which one you side with. If you side with Framped, you can basically trade him certain things and get souls out of it, or like you could take a large Titanite and trade it for a smaller Titanite. But to be honest, and this is my understanding, as most people in the community agree with this sentiment, Framped's basically a big old bitch. You don't want to be good. Don't ally with Framped. Kaith for the win. Anyway, we are going to be wrapping this one up for now. Next episode, we're going to be tackling the catacombs. As I mentioned, I am going to go back down and talk to Onion Bro, where I showed you guys that he would be. I just forgot to talk to him here in Firelink Shrine first. So go to Firelink and then go where you just saw me running. You'll find him there. But either way, next episode we'll be kicking off right here from Firelink and making our way down into the catacombs.